The Turpin torture case in western Riverside County shocked the nation. 13 children rescued from horrific abuse, only for some of them to later claim they were mistreated again in foster care. The case forced Riverside County to order sweeping reforms to its child welfare system. 5 years later, did they work? Well, Karen has been digging into the numbers, the reforms, and what families and social workers say is happening now in her I-Team investigation. Fostered or failed.
That's
Karen.
right, John. So the county had to take a real close look at what was happening in foster care. And they did that, and mandated reforms followed. You see here stronger oversight, tighter monitoring, and new internal accountability. I wanted to see if that really happened. These are changes that affect not only the children entering the system, but the social workers protecting them. Tonight, a closer look at what's changed and the people working every day to keep vulnerable children safe.
Isaiah, have a hug.
When Megan McCullough hugs her young son today, it's a moment she once feared might never happen again. When CPS came and took the boys away, how did that feel?
Oh, I felt like my heart was ripped out of my chest.
Just a few years ago, McCullough was homeless, battling addiction, and living in a car with her two young boys, Isaac and Isaiah. The fear they'd be taken away weighed heavy. When it happened, she says it changed her life.
My prayers were answered. Maybe not the way that anybody would want, but, for me, CPS is a blessing, and it changed my life.
Today, she's sober, working as a drug and alcohol counselor and raising her sons again. But her story is part of a much larger system, now under intense scrutiny. The Turpin case exposed a system of failure. 13 siblings rescued from captivity, some later claiming they were mistreated in foster care. Getting answers, Riverside County commissioned an independent review, the Larson Report. Its conclusion, the county's child welfare system failed them. The numbers show how large that system is. In Riverside County, children are removed from their homes nearly every day. Over the past 5 years, more than 8,400 children entered foster care, about 4 to 5 a day. In 2023 alone, the county received more than 42,000 abuse and neglect referrals. Some become investigations. Hundreds result in removals. The Larson Report mandated sweeping reforms. County leaders say those changes are making a difference.
With the changes, we have reduced our caseloads in the front end, or investigations as we call it. We've seen about a 27% decrease in our caseloads for investigative workers.
Caseloads are down, but the Larson Report found failures in how children were placed. So what's changed, and how does the county know these homes are safe?
It's not just about a bed for a child. It's about, does this family meet the need of this child in this moment in the way that they need somebody to show up for them?
The county says it's expanded specialized foster homes, prioritized relative and kinship placements, and created a licensed short-term shelter for traumatized children while long-term homes are found. The goal, more safe options and better vetting of the homes taking them in.
It takes a certain kind of someone to be able to provide them that care and supervision and support that they need to help work through the trauma that they've experienced.
Here in the Coachella Valley, they say it's the teen population that can be the hardest to place. What if you can't? What happens to them?
We try to look into the family, find out is there relatives, aunts, uncles, and what we try to do, we try to pull them in to see what we can do for assistance prior to us having to, take children into care.
There's still homes for teens, right? Places where they can live among groups of other teens?
There are, but not as many out in the Coachella Valley. So I think that would be a need for us here.
The new mandates are a step forward, but keeping children safe also means supporting the social workers on the front lines, working long hours through some of the toughest cases imaginable.
Sometimes it's hard when you hear stories of, either children being hurt, but for the most part, we have to look at what can we do to assist, what can we do to help.
March is Social Worker Month, recognizing the people tasked with protecting vulnerable children. County leaders point to one day each year, Adoption Day, when foster children find permanent homes. For Megan, whose sons were once close to being adopted out, Social workers and wraparound services helped her family stay together. One of those partners is Olive Crest, a nonprofit working with Riverside County to provide family support, counseling, and services that help prevent child abuse and reunite families. Makula says they continue to help her and her boys today.
Words can't explain really how I feel about, the system, the Olive Crest, and then getting to be a mother again and sober.
The same system that once took her children away helped bring them back.
Well, more than 1,600 children still enter foster care in Riverside County each year. Oversight may be stronger, caseloads may be lower, but the system remains massive and the stakes are high. The question isn't whether the system has changed. The question is whether the next child will be safer because of it.
Such an important issue. Thank you, Karen. If you have story ideas for future I-Team investigations, send an email to iteam@kesq.com or call the number on your screen.